Hey, Seminole State family, it's Nicole from the library, and yes, we are live again. It is Wednesday, it is 4 p.m., and we've got all kinds of people here today. And for those of you who haven't been with us before, when the intro video stops, we just got like, okay, that's what we do here. All right, because we're cringe and we're experts at it. So we're joined today by they keep moving. Everybody, introduce yourself, please, please,
I'm Ross.
please.
Hi.
Hey, Jason from the library. Hey, what's up, hi, everybody?
Hi, I'm Liz. I'm from the tutoring center.
Yeah.
And
Names?
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
James Collector here.
I'm Tanisha Coley. I'm a welding student.
yes, so we have James and one of his welding students here on the stream. As we talk about the 5 fixes for stressed students, we're going to segue into talking about the program, because I don't know if you're watching right now, have you even been over to the buildings where the trades are? Construction, welding, what other trades do we have here at Seminole State College of Florida?
So we have the welding, we have HVAC, building trades technology, I believe is the title of the course. HVAC, plumbing, electrical. We have fire sprinkler apprenticeship, and I believe that's all I can recall off the top of my head.
So most of our enrolled students at Seminole State are probably not in a trade. I think it's a minority of students that are amount of students that are in a trade. So we are plugging them today because I don't know, it'll relate to number 5 of our 5 fixes for stressed students. So welcome again to our Seminole State family. Whether you are watching from good old Florida, USA, or you're one of our Seminole State family from across the world, we're happy to have you here on the live or watching on the replay. So before we get, okay, we're going on 3:44. So let's start getting into our 5 fixes for stressed students. Now, Liz has been working with a lot of stressed students lately, right, Liz?
Absolutely. We have had a lot of students on Oviedo campus today. It's nice to see so many people who are making sure they're getting everything in line and ready to go for the end of the semester.
Okay, and Liz, once again, you are from the Academic Success Center. I just want to remind
Yes,
everybody.
absolutely.
So this is what. Okay, so this is one of our academic supports. We are always going to be plugging the Academic Success Center, the library for all students. And let's look at our number 1. Let's start with our first. Wait, can I? This is not the first time I've done this. Okay. All right, so 5 fixes for stressed students. So if you think you're just sick of school, you can't do school, you don't want to do school, it's not for you, whatever, we're here to convince you, no, that's not the case. You just need to fix a few things. We've helped thousands of students like you in our different areas and roles. And you need to see yourself as a learner. Now, I had phrased this at first, and my colleagues talked me off of the out of Petty Valley. I phrased this as, you already think you know everything. You already think you can't learn anything new because you're so smart, or ever, you know what I mean? Like, you.
It doesn't look like we talked you out of it too well.
I'm coming clean because
Okay.
at the core of it is, know that every opportunity, whatever class you're in, whatever situation, it might seem like it's not helping you, but you can find a way for it to help you, for you to learn from it. Ross did a great way of phrasing it as he tells students to see the possibilities.
Yeah, I mean, I think as a learner, that's one of the most important qualities you can have, is just being open-minded to possibilities. There's always another way to do something, right? So if you see yourself as a learner, you can identify those patterns and things. You can make better decisions if you just kind of put yourself in that mindset that you're always learning, there's always possibilities, and there's always a new direction to explore.
Yeah, and no wasted time. So I think if you find yourself sitting in a class and you're like, I know all this material, what else can you learn from that experience of being in that class that maybe you have to take, okay? So see yourself as a learner in every situation. Now, a reminder, anyone that's on the stream, if you want to pipe in and add anything, please do. Okay?
Pipe in,
Especially
James. That
from
was a pipe. That was a welding reference.
So for me, there are 2 things that I think students forget, especially in the environment that we're in now, with the state of the world, state of the country, state of just everything. So we see social media as a way of interacting with new people and seeing new things. But what we don't see is how it can relate to our psyche based on
how people can be put down, how people can be made fun of when they quote unquote failed at something. Well, if you take the concept of failing, it's not necessarily something as a detriment. Failure, if you actually take that, is just another opportunity to try it again. If I don't pass said test, if I don't pass said quiz, then I can work or talk to my instructor. And from my point of view as being an instructor, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to make sure that you get all the resources you need so you can have yourself an opportunity to succeed in the field you're trying to accomplish in. I think the next thing too is when we have stones that are thrown at us every minute of every day, every time we open our mouth, we can talk to one person or talk to a group of people, but there's always going to be somebody who has their own opinion. The five of you here, when you look at me and when you talk to me, each of you are going to have your own opinion of me in some way. Everyone's a different person in each one's mind that you meet in this life, but we're going to meet people that are going to want to throw stones our way. But if we just take these stones and we just take the beating, then we're going to be beaten down. Well, a lot of people forget, go back 1,000 years. For every stone that is thrown, there's another castle wall that's built. So
Can we get that on a banner, Nicole? Can you write a banner for that?
No, it's too much,
So
and I
if
can't
you-
put it on a banner, but I want to.
if you want to put on a banner, you can just say a king can build a kingdom with the stones that were thrown at him.
Sure. And to wrap this one up, and we have 4 more on our list of 5. I would jump in and just be, we're all lifelong learners here. I'm learning. We learn every day. Nicole, Ross, and I, when we have Liz on the call, we're learning. We're trying to help students, and we learn from students. We just had a great honors research symposium. 25 students all brought in their posters, their research. We spoke with them. We talked about it. Admin from the college, faculty from the college. Everyone was here at the Sanford Lake Mary campus. We're learning what students are learning, and they learned it, and we taught them, and they taught us. So lifelong learning, period, full stop. Let's go to number 2.
All right, make space in your life / brain, heart, whatever you want to frame it as, for school. Okay, you're in school. Have you adjusted your resources and time so that you actually have room in your life, literally, to devote time and energy to school? Probably means you're going to have to reduce something out. You're going to have to play less soccer games with the league every week. You're going to have to not go out with friends Friday and Saturday. Whatever it may be for you, it's going to look different for different people. But if you're extra stressed about school, maybe it's because you haven't actually taken that step to make space for it. Like, quite literally. You're trying to shoehorn it into the rest of your life and not change anything. You're probably going to have to do something different.
I think this is a great segue from the first one and all of this kind of talk that we've had about essentially what's a growth mindset compared to a fixed mindset, and switching to more focusing on school as making it a priority, because we have so many plates we're trying to balance every day, and everyone has so many things to cover, right? We have school, we have home, we have other family obligations, we have work obligations, and it can feel really overwhelming. But if you want to make school a priority, it's like Nicole said, you're probably going to have to take a step back from something that you maybe don't have as much time for right now, but it's only temporary, right? Because we're going to be lifelong learners forever. School doesn't last forever. So just give yourself some grace and know that it's okay to need to balance your time. And if you have to talk to people on campus, another plug, we have free counseling services as well. So if you're feeling overwhelmed and you literally don't know what to do, you have people to talk to, and we're always here to help.
Well,
I can hear James about to. Yep, I know it.
There's to a point where we have students that attend these classes, and they try to find the time management, the work-life balance, the life-student balance, the work-life student balance. I think what they end up forgetting about is we have a technology as a resource now. So by saying that, almost everyone has headphones. It doesn't matter what kind of headphone you have. When you listen to headphones, don't listen to that song. Listen to that podcast. If you're using the bathroom, pull up an article, pull up a forum. Read it while you're there instead of searching on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Pinterest. You need to make an effort to, if this is a craft you want to hone, then you need to do your research on the craft to be able to find different ways to get to that goal, or how to take different learning strategies for that goal and how to adapt them into your own psyche in your life when you're trying to make sure you can manage your time wisely.
Boom. Number 2, rap. What's number 3? By the way, I've known James for 25 years. I've never seen him wear those sunglasses, only on the head. There it is. Oh,
Hey!
Hey! Jason,
Okay.
James, and
Got pretty shiny
Ross.
here for a second.
We go to the same barber. What's number 3?
Work smarter. Okay, and this is where the one where we do our big plug for ASC and library services. So if you're stressed about school, if you use librarians, like make appointments on online or come in person, chat with us. If you go to the Academic Success Center, like where Liz is, and get help there, what's going to happen in addition to us like literally helping with the thing that you expect us to help you with, we're going to be able to tell you, you know what, you're doing, like, you don't need to do that thing that's sucking up all your time and energy. Focus on this. One quick anecdote. I helped a student the other day. I was not familiar with the assignment. He showed me, look, I'm behind on one part of the assignment and I'm doing this other thing. He was taking copious amounts of notes on the online textbook. And another part of the assignment, well, that wasn't even the assignment. The assignment was to, what's it called? Annotate the online textbook. So you're really showing an understanding. And I told the student, I'm like, look, and annotating the textbook, you're actually technically taking notes. So you are going to like absorb the material, actually completing work that's getting graded. I said, why don't you not take the extra notes that are not part of the assignment, try just doing the annotations, which you need to do anyway to get a grade, and then see where you're at with that. It turned out that that worked. And that was just something I saw from my point of view. And I don't even know about the class or the assignment, but I've helped tons of students. So it was easy for me to see through, okay, there's a better path here.
Yeah, and on the better path, I think this number 3 ties back into number 2, which was the time management kind of fast. You got to have your good time management. You got to look at all, you got your family, your friends, your Netflix. You try to go to the gym, you skip the gym, you sit at home and eat the Netflix and watch the food and scroll on the TikTok and do the thing and whatever. And then next thing you know, you wake back up and you're right back at class, but you didn't do any work. And so that's not working smarter. So it does tie into your time management. I would invest in the calendar. I would look at the syllabus at the beginning, the very first week. I would look at the syllabus. I would print them out. I would color coordinate them with highlighters and everything. I would be on point because you're making the commitment. You're here at college, whether you're doing work with James or whether you're in the ASC, this is your commitment. We're here to help you, but you got to meet us halfway. You got to make that commitment and work smarter. That's number 3.
Hey, Ross, I think it's time for you to say something epic because your lighting is just like so dramatic. I'm like, you just drop something on us.
Oh, something epic. Wow.
Good job, Ross. Good job, Ross.
We're still waiting for it.
I mean, something that I was going to say on there too is also be mindful of like how your assignments connect together with each other. Like 2 seconds before this video here, like I was talking with a student about using their annotated bibliography to build their outline for their research paper, and like your professor designed it that way, right? Like the idea is like, a lot of this stuff builds on itself. So when you're doing one project, see how it's going to set you up for the next one, because that's intentional. We're trying to give you this path to success, right? So try to make those connections as you see these assignments coming.
So there's a couple things that students seem to lack when it comes to some of these assignments. And it's kind of hard to relate back to the trades, but as an academic, for me being a student, if I'm doing a psych assignment, I need to do something where I need to talk about disabilities. So what do I do? Okay, I relate it back to what do I enjoy in life? So I start with research there. I ended up writing a 5-page paper, and my 5-page paper for my psych assignment ended up being how do comic books assist with disabled learning? And you found that there are actually articles where they've used it, and then you find out, well, comic books help disable learning. How do they do it? Pictures equal references. References go back to words or words on the page. So I ended up assisting with being a comfort in the environment and be able to create creative thinking to allow these images to move. And then you can relate to an actual book by starting small and then building your way up.
You knocked that one out of the park, James. Is that the correct sports reference?
Sure, why not?
Yes, for that sport. Yes,
Okay.
in tennis, you knock it out of the park and then go get a new ball. All right, number 4.
Be okay with tough. Listen, college is supposed to be challenging. Okay, it's supposed to be challenging. It's not supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be too hard. And that's why we're giving you these 5 fixes today, right? That's like in our little description. But it's supposed to challenge you. It's supposed to hurt a little bit. I think when students think, oh my gosh, like, oh, this is too hard, I can't do it. Well, it's supposed to. When you work out at the gym, you know, you're lifting, you're doing your bicep curls or whatever. To build up the muscle, you have to break it down, okay? It like has to like get damaged and then build back up stronger. So going through toughness, like that's supposed to happen in college. It's tough because you don't already know it. That's why you're here to learn it.
That's something that I want to jump in on to say, because stepping out of comfort zones is going to be something that we have to do for the rest of our lives anyway. So you may as well do it here in what you could probably consider a safer environment, because you have more of a support network to fall back on anyway. But on the other side of it, you know, you step out of your comfort zone, you do the thing, even though you felt uncomfortable or concerned or worried or whatever. But on the other side of it, you're going to come out of it feeling more confident in what you are capable of. You're going to feel more confident in your own skills and your ability to kind of handle things on your own. And even if you do have to still ask for help along the way, that's okay. But the fact that you did it, you're going to feel a lot more proud of yourself in the end, and then trust that you can do harder things in the future too.
Yeah, and on that point,
Home run for Liz! Okay, back to you, Jason.
no, that was the wrong sport, but we'll take it. Yes. So I was going to say that, you know, the being tough and okay, I would also include criticism, such as feedback from your professor and also from the writing center. I mean, you are turning something in to get the feedback. Take the feedback.
Well,
Reflect on it.
if I can say, if we're going to talk about comfort zone, then this is the one that actually has to talk about it. She's the one that has to step out of her comfort zone every time she steps foot in our welding lab.
I can say definitely being okay with things getting tough. Definitely went through. My best example is we had a practice piece we were doing where we had to do welds, fill it up completely, and then grind away the backing strip. And on my practice piece, I had to do it 5 different times because on my last pass would always have something wrong with it. And it, because I am a small person, I can't use the big, like 20-pound grinder. I have to use the small one because the big one is a little too heavy for me. I think it took me 2 or 3 days to finally be able to start the piece, finish it out, and it come out correctly, and be able to complete the process and have it pass. As frustrating as that was,
And throwing stuff and cursing about it.
throwing stuff, cursing, yelling at people to not talk to me and get out of my booth. When I finished, that was one of the most satisfying feelings I ever had, because I put so much work and sweat and a few tears into getting that piece done that all that hard work was worth it after we did our bend tests and both my pieces passed.
And now she's a certified welder in that process.
Awesome. I have an applause banner.
Where's the awesome?
Yes.
I have awesome. I don't have awesome.
No awesome? Okay, well, maybe it's time for a quick commercial break. To purchase that product.
One thing too, and this reminds me, when you were speaking, is once you go through those situations, no one can take that ever away from you. Once you earn a degree, no one can ever take it away from you.
Yes,
Okay.
that's when I got my bachelor's degree at Florida State. I'll never. That's what the one person said. I don't even know who the person was who gave the commencement speech, but they said that they can never take it away from you. And I had that degree and 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 that degree. I take them with me all the time. Nicole's like, "Stop with the degrees," and I'm like, "You need a degree." I feel like I'm on the street corner selling watches. You need a degree? You need a degree? I sell you a degree. But yes, I agree with that. Take it with you. It'll help build your confidence. It'll keep you going, moving forward. A lifelong learner, time management. You could see the theme here, right? We're building on all this because we want to make sure that we're informed citizens, right? I mean, we are contributing to society based on what it is that we learn and know, right? And that's how we learn, because, oh, I did not know that. Great. Now you do. Stock of knowledge, and we move forward. What number are we on, Nicole?
Number 5. which is, it's a great segue because this is once again why we invited James. And I'm sorry, please tell me your name again.
Ty,
What's
Ty.
that? Ty. And that's why we invited James and Ty here today, because they're in one of the trades programs, and we feel like these programs aren't advertised that much. People don't know about them because if you are stressed at school, perhaps, whoa, green, maybe you need to explore different programs. Now, it might not necessarily be a trades program, but this might be one that you haven't considered because maybe like your family or your social network doesn't know anything about the trades. They don't know all the opportunities for success, and really, speaking of contributing to society, okay, where would we be without tradespeople? So I'm gonna go ahead and plug up. If you want to know, more information, I pulled up. Oh wait, that's not
Hi,
the thing.
Ross.
The thing of the thing of the thing. Okay. We got welding, and there's more programs than that, but that's why we invited James and Ty, specifically because we're like, hey, tell us more about it. Tell us why someone might want to explore, and James's big thing is like fabricate your future. So that's why I called you the Fab Fabricators
love
on
that.
here on our stream today. So tell us why a lot of students end up going to the trades, or first time here. My daughter is the welding. Hey. Oh, shout out in the comments. Okay, I'm gonna turn it over to you because I need to stop talking.
So for me to talk about the program is one thing, but when I have a student that went through engineering and then went to welding to go back into engineering, it's better if she were to speak about her experience than me to just talk about wholeheartedly about the program as a whole.
I can say definitely from personal experience. When I first started school, and I'm still going for my mechanical engineering degree, but when I first started, the original college I was at, they were not doing a great job, and it made me kind of lose faith in school. So I came here last year to continue working on my mechanical engineering degree, and I felt like I was learning like more common stuff or like your core courses, but I wasn't learning anything that I felt was applicable. And then I saw that the welding program was starting back up in the fall. So I decided, you know what, let me try that out. And I'm extremely grateful that I did, because a lot of the stuff that we go over in the classroom is stuff that is kind of review to me that I've already seen before because of either mechanical engineering courses, machining, or the CNC courses I've taken. But in welding, you're taking that knowledge and you're actually applying it, and you're seeing like, oh, hey, when I learned about dimensioning, it wasn't just, oh, this is what a dimension is. This is what an extension line is. Now it's, hey, this is where this goes, and this is how you're going to use it. This is how you're going to read the print, and then you're going to take that print and actually weld something out. And I think it helps to explore different programs, especially a trade if you're in any type of what would be like an applied science, because you can see what you're doing and then you can go back and learn the theory, if that makes sense. And I know I personally chose welding because it's a great career field. There's a lot of room for growth, and it is tied into engineering very well. And so I'm going to use it to pay for the rest of my mechanical engineering degree. But then I can also keep that welding knowledge, and whatever I'm making plans for welders, I can be one of the engineers that are actually right instead of keeping.
We find ourselves in tremendous situations when it comes to the trades versus engineers, architects, designers, either one of those fields that are considered academic, higher level, or the jobs we produce.
I'm
We
curious.
see a building that we're in. We have plans for that building. We have engineering for that building. We have architecture for the building. But where is the understanding and the know-how how these connections ultimately apply? Where are the actual drawings that dictate what the overall hurdles are going to be when it comes to constructing that project? My background is doing quite a bit of work for the theme parks. I come from the theming industry. And there are quite a few times where I'm handed a drawing and changes have to immediately be made because what is drawn in to a point of theory until it is constructed by an individual. but it's a construction. It is the individual who builds it that then finds the failures within the drawing that then feed back to the architects or the engineers. So by having a concept of electrical, HVAC, welding, plumbing, and any trade is going to make you better in structural engineering, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, because you have a hands-on exposure to what you're going to be asking those who are working with you and lower departments that are in the field, in the shop, constructing these items for this said job that you have designed. If I design a project and I hand it out and it comes back to me, that means I'm not doing my job correctly. That means I'm missing something within the confines of engineering, architecture, and design that is not relating to what it is the project that I'm needing to build as a welder and or fabricator.
I'm
We
seeing
And
need-
where
that ties everything together,
Folks
kind of like
from
we're
the-
talking about here. Exactly.
yeah,
So James comes from the
what's on
theming.
paper and the
Right, and I
it
come
all
from radio and,
meets and it-
and news and broadcasting. Liz is a librarian. Ross, were you always a librarian, Ross?
Always. Since
Always.
birth.
always.
Since birth?
He was born a librarian.
Wow.
Liz, I'm wondering, Liz, in your work at the Academic Success Center, do you come across a lot of students that like are thinking of like, am I in the right degree? Should I change degrees? I mean,
You
do
know-
you hear that a lot?
I actually hear that more as a teacher. I teach here and at a different campus, but I have actually encouraged multiple students to look into trades just because the things that they're interested in, the paths that they're on, don't align with traditional academics. And I tell them there's absolutely nothing wrong with that because we're always going to need infrastructure. We're always going to need construction, and you can make a pretty penny doing it. And if you know what you're doing, your job will always be in demand. And if you want to work to have fun on your free time, that works for you, that's great. But if you love what you do and you're passionate about it, that's your interest and your job, then it's just a win-win all around. So that's something that I always encourage students when those conversations come up to at least consider, even if they don't end up doing it.
Well, and when we have situations where we teach based on theory and we teach based on applied theories and applied concepts, but how can you truly apply theory if you never put a brick on a wall?
Exactly.
How can you apply theory if you don't know how to plumb a toilet?
You know what that situation is? If someone, you know what you're talking about is how can you put the brick in if you don't know how to put the brick in?
Did you know that was Sussburger, James? Were you aware that that was, by definition, Webster's dictionary, that's sus?
That's sus.
We
got
hear
a
what you're
video
saying.
for
Look at
it.
him looking over. Don't look
Yeah,
over there. Don't
yeah.
look over there. We
Listen,
know.
we're coming up on our usual time, and we definitely got to do a shout out for people that need credit. So, James, while we're putting up our banner for people that definitely need credit today, if they're in the FYE class, I want you to think about, because we're only gonna we can't give you a whole nother 25 minutes, because I think you could talk all day, and I respect that because I can't too. But we can't do that today. So think about our closing thoughts and also tie what we don't want to leave out today. But right now, if you're watching and you are in the FYE class and you need credit for the FYE course, if you haven't already, I think some of you in Raider Connect and Jason can like RSVP you. But if you text us at the number below, 407-915-3614. That's 407-915-3614. If you text us and say, hey, I need credit, we're going to ask for your name. It's in a private chat. We do with a librarian's chat. So let us know. Okay, I'll hand it back over to you, James and Ty, if you have
Final
anything
thoughts.
else to say.
Final thoughts
Final
on fab
thoughts.
fabricating. What's the project?
Yes.
What are the most fun projects that you're doing and working on? And does that tie back into the theme parks? I mean, we've got a lot of theme parks around here too. That's a pipeline pipeline Liz was talking about. Yep.
I've been a part of almost every aspect, about 75, probably 80% of Galaxy's Edge out of Disney. And I've done work for Universal Studios here in Florida, California, and abroad where they needed work done in Japan. So I've worked on Harry Potter for the boat parks in the United States and the Japanese area of Harry Potter, to where we build it here, we ship it out. I've done stuff for the Air Force. I used to own a business where I used to do work primarily with Orlando Regional Hospitals. So I don't have a set project that is a favorite project, because there's some projects that I forget about and I'm not reminded on till I'm on a ride at Universal, till I see the parade floats go by, till I see a bar cart structure or a merch kiosk that I've had a hand in building. So
But you bring up a good point that I mean, I don't want to speak for everyone on the call, but I didn't realize that. I didn't realize you can go international with it. I didn't realize you can make stuff here and then it goes somewhere else. I mean, if everyone else did, I mean, now's the chance. I didn't think so. So I love that aspect of it too. And I love that can be presented to the student, and that can be another sort of pitch for marketing for the trades. Because again, you have to think big picture, and you have to think the way that things are going, that can work anywhere. And you could be like a pretty penny is what Liz was saying, that can really work into your favor. But again, if we circle back to what we started with on the beginning of the show, if you don't have your time management down, if you think you know everything and you're not willing to learn, if you think, oh, tough is tough, it's my first day, this is too tough, I've been here 5 minutes and they won't, you gotta kind of go with it, get the learning, reach out for help, go to the ASC, go to the librarians, and so on and so forth. So if you need the credit, we put the link in the chat, or you can text us. Lincoln, you're good. We got you. You're good.
Let me finish off with one thing. Ty,
Yes.
first day of class, did you think it was going to be a long and difficult process?
Yes.
But when you look back, how quick did it go by?
It went by so fast. So fast.
Here we go.
I
That's
still
awesome.
Doing it, getting through it.
As you push through to the end of the semester, if you need me at the ASC or any of the writing tutors, math tutors, science tutors, accounting, whatever, we're here for you. So you can find us online and in person. Keep that in mind too.
All right. Thank you to James, Ty, and Liz for being with us today. And I do want pay close attention, James and Ty, because in our little cheesy outro video, we do have a an ode to the trades. You'll see it in there, and if I can find it. And thank you, Seminole State family, so much. We love you all, near and far, everyone around the world. And my video is here.